Sydney has been told it will face an aviation crisis if it doesn't commit to building a second airport.
The existing Kingsford Smith facility cannot cater for the massive rise in passenger numbers expected in just a few years' time. 10's Frank Coletta is at Mascot right now. And Frank, it's an age-old argument, but who's making it this time?
Interesting, isn't it, Sandra? The same man who has given the green light to the master plan for the next 20 years for Sydney Airport. That's the Federal Transport Minister, Anthony Albanese. It's also the same man who has cast serious doubt on it being able to deliver the goods for the local community and to cope with the increase in passenger numbers. We're talking 31 million in the current day, all the way out to 79 million by the year 2029. And if I may, we've just received a statement from his office, and I quote, it reads like this: the national interest dictates that Sydney will need new airport capacity. In short, that means he believes we need a second Sydney airport.
Now, Frank, that has, of course, been said before. The big question is where?
Well, it's the billion-dollar question, isn't it, Bill? We do know, Bill, that certainly Badgerys Creek is off the agenda because of the fog issues out there in the west and also the high development costs. Now, what is going to happen is the Commonwealth and the state governments will put their heads together with a study to try and first decide what will happen to that large expanse of land out at Badgerys Creek. But secondly, and perhaps most importantly, where to situate a possible second Sydney airport. And the areas that have been bandied about include Goulburn, Newcastle and also Richmond, which has some serious fog issues. And we'll have to see whether or not this is going to be the case as to where the second Sydney airport will be dictated. Now, what I can also tell you is that at the moment, while that's debated, there is no debate over the fact that there will be increased use of the aviation space here at Mascot from 86% to 91%. And that has not been warmly welcomed by the locals, including the president of the No Aviation Noise Action Group, Mr. Alan Rees. Well, Alan, the minister has said quite clearly that there are issues for the local community, but he has rubber-stamped the plan.
We're outraged that he's done this. Up till now, he's always said that the airport should not be expanded, that there were too much noise and too many planes over the inner west. But now he's gone against all that and he's approved further expansion.
Some aviation experts, though, say that the curfew is the problem, and with the advent of the new planes, the likes of the A380, obviously, and the 737s as well, the newer versions, that there isn't really that noise factor and that perhaps that could be a change. What do you say to that?
How close are the houses? That's just ridiculous. These new aircraft are slightly less noise than the previous models, but they are still very large and very noisy aircraft, which should not be operating in or near residential areas.
Thank you, Alan. Real issues there, Sandra and Bill, from the local community about this being rubber-stamped, the master plan, and also doubts from aviation experts as to whether Sydney Airport can actually do it, being $6 billion in the red currently.
Here we go again. Frank Coletta at Sydney's Kingsford Smith Airport. Thank you.